So if you want to be a better version of yourself, Leap is the best group you can think of.
Lior, I am so excited to see you here today. The growth that we have been seeing from you is just woo to the next level. So you have, an amazing company, Sentant. Tell us a little bit about it.
Awesome. Thanks, Ilana, for having me. I'm super excited to be here as well. Sentant started from a notion to disrupt an old industry uh, and giving clients, mainly startups and VCs, a home for all their technology needs. That was quite different from the different models that I've experienced working with some MSPs and using some MSPs in my previous career experience. And we support clients with all their technology stack. So mainly we're focusing on IT security and compliance. We help clients be safer, smarter, and help them to scale their team. Mainly working with a hyper growth company, and we try to be as well, one of
Yeah,
them.
you are. And I want to take a second because a lot of people that come into Leap, they want to start agencies or to be their own boss or to start creating, giving either consultancy or advisory or some kind of forms. And let's be honest, it's a tough journey, and you guys cracked it and you're taking it up a notch. And a lot of it is also seeing you as a leader, as a founder, as someone who is not afraid to get out of your comfort zone. I see you with our millionaire clubs, like I see you, in our advanced programs. I see how you interact with the other founders and entrepreneurs and investors, and it's amazing to see. So how do you feel as a leader, and what built you as a leader to become that person that can build an agency to 22 people and, some crazy numbers? So tell me.
I think it started from always wanting to create my own book in some ways, kind of my own playbook. Both me and my business partner, which I'm very lucky to have, both of us worked very hard, and you're absolutely right. It was very difficult to say the least. The beginning years were obstacles. That we passed a lot of obstacles, a lot of challenges, and thankfully we were able to overcome them as well. I think to begin Sentent, it was that notion that we want to solve problems that we've seen and experienced ourselves, companies having. Whether if it's fast response, whether if it's security questionnaires, whether if it's being sales that are blocked from selling a huge deal to a Fortune 500 or to a government entity, and anything in between, or helping clients go from a garage all the way to an acquisition or become public. That's something that for years has been a passion to myself and my business partner. So I think the notion was, okay, we've seen what works, we've seen what works less. Let's create something to provide a safe space for clients, mainly startups, to come to feel that they're working with a trusted advisor, not somebody who just wants to steal their buck and do the work. I way more, both myself and my business partner cared way more about the journey and the client retention than the money that we'll make from that client. And I think those that spoke words when we started working with people, when we came
Yeah.
as a trusted advisor, as an internal team rather than this outside consultants that takes a lot more to gain trust with. It was very hard in the beginning to go into a client's office or a meeting and to understand how we can bring our value proposition to the table. I think that was one of our biggest challenges to overcome through the years that we worked. And today, if I had to put a pinpoint of where we help them, it's from a place that we understand their pain points. I think that's the biggest value proposition, that we understand their challenges
Yeah.
and we come in understanding also their stack, their architectures, because we both and everyone in my company worked at startups before. We've been there, done that. We know the obstacles, we know the challenges, and we can attack them in a way that helps the customer grow with the least amount of resistance.
Lior, so why Leap? I mean, most people that will see this video will say, well, so why do you need something like Leap? And why is something advanced like Millionaire Club relevant for someone so successful?
I think the first and foremost will be yourself, Ilana. I didn't find Leap, I found you. In our case here, I found you, and after a conversation with you, it made zero sense for me not to join such group. I was looking for a networking group. I was looking to be a part with other like-minded people
Mhm.
that face the same challenges as running a business, scaling a business, the day-to-day operations of a business, and wanting, to be able to pick minds of my colleagues, and for them to give back and pay it forward as well from what I've experienced and from my own
Yeah.
knowledge. I think that was the main reason of why to join. As soon as I joined, everything changed from what I wanted to what I actually got, which thankfully it was. I didn't realize how much it will take me out of my safety zone, how much I'll want to be out there, how much paying it forward I want to do, and how much is it being in the power of the group. Really, the power of the group. Everyone helps each other in ways that are unexplainable, and that means the world to me.
That's amazing, Lior. So first of all, thank you because I see your growth and it's amazing because you have so much to give. And then I can also see how much you're growing in the process, right? And I think it is about Lior as a founder, as a leader, as someone who can move mountains, but then there's always more. There's always more room to grow. And when you're part of that, the tide lifts all boats, right? You're part of people who are just extraordinary and they think beyond and they force you to think beyond, right? And I admit it works for me too, right? I needed that, network in order to grow myself as well, and I knew that that's part of what I want to provide others. But I think just to see how you've taken this, and yes, you're now part of some amazing organizations and you're giving so much of yourself. And that somehow is not only not hurting the business, it's actually growing the business. And then on the other, it's like there's this circle that I'm seeing because the Lior that I talked to exactly a year ago, actually, if you think about it, right,
There you go.
is not the same Lior that I'm seeing now. You're more visible, you're more out there, you have a brand, like people know you, people want to work with you, like they're like things shifted. So how do you see yourself and what does it feel like?
I think it feels great. I never thought one that I'll be comfortable doing a lot of the things that you and your group have made me do and held me accountable for doing. I think that push, seeing other people get uncomfortable, makes you want to get uncomfortable quite fast after them. That's what I've said, the power of the group. And thanks for that group, it what made me be able to pay it forward and take part of as an advisory role to startups and an advisory role to accelerators and getting myself more out there, understanding more and more the cultures of smaller companies, understanding the cultures of VCs. I think that helped me straight understand my business better, understand to attack the different challenges that my business face on a larger scale. And the customers see it, I assume, as we're growing, thankfully.
Last famous words for people who don't know Lee, don't know me, they're probably on the fence. What would you say to them?
I think no one understands that they need it before they're in it. So I think for any entrepreneur, a go-getter, like say, an achievers, high achievers, this is the best group to be with like-minded people. It's leadership, it's to grow, it's to advance their own skill set or career. I think this is one of the best groups I've ever been a part, that everyone helps one another to be a better version of themselves.